There is conditioning so many of us have. If a woman is trying too hard, that's desperate, but if a guy is trying really hard, then it's romantic. We don't as commonly associate the love bomber as being the woman, we associate the woman as being the one who has to hold back in order to be attractive. So the question is, how much is playing it cool necessary in early dating? In this video, I'm going to share with you how cool you should play in early dating, without playing games or being manipulative, with a simple 5 tips.
Welcome to Motivibes channel.
Tip number 1. We have to encourage people to keep trying with us, by the small things we do that communicate interest or desire. Those could be very small things. It could be touching someone lightly on the arm, it could be telling someone that they look really good in that shirt, or it could be texting someone after a date and telling them that you had a great time. Little things that show people, hey, I'm giving you a green light to try more, because I'm attracted to you. Sometimes we are so afraid to scare someone off, that we don't even give them the encouragement to actually try with us. When we showing someone a little encouragement, that can help to decrease our anxiety. If we think about it like small baby steps of encouragement, instead of I'm immediately going say and do everything I want to say and do, which isn't always advisable at beginning of the dating. What we want to do is invest and test. Give a little and see if they respond to that, and if they respond to our affection with some affection, then that's great. We have confirmation that we are both in the same place. Tip number 2. Think of your interest as a snapshot in time, not a universal constant. Attraction is an evolving thing. It can go up, it can go down. Interest in someone is an evolving thing. It can go up, it can go down. So you have to think of your interest in someone like a photograph. If you take a photograph of how interested you are in someone today, that is only a photograph that presents today. It's a snapshot in time of how you feel. But next week, you might feel something different. If you take a new photograph a week from now, it may show a very different level of attraction. And if we get that way of thinking into our minds, then when we are showing someone interest, we are not thinking we giving up all of our power, we are just thinking by giving someone a little interest today. I'm showing you how interested I'm today. But if you don't reciprocate, if you don't meet me there, if I try to give you some affection, or some nice words, or show that I want to see you, and you don't give me the same back, I reserve the right to change how interested I'm at any point. It can change overnight. If I feel that you are not here with me, I'm going to take that energy and direct it elsewhere. And you will find that out the next time you try to see me, or the next time you want to hang out. You will find out that you actually lost some of my interest between the last time I showed it to you. So if someone sees through your actions that your interest is not a constant, your interest is something that has to be fed, watered, and reciprocated, you know that you have not lost your power by showing interest. Tip number 3. Show that you don't need an emotional babysitter. What tends to be so much for someone is when we never leave them alone, or we show we can't be alone. It's a way of creating space for someone to miss us, for someone to observe us at a distance, which can be incredibly attractive for someone, to see that we are an independent person away from them. And our need for affection, for connection, for proximity are not the same as neediness. Because there's an appropriate level of affection, of interest and stability. But neediness is I can't be without you, I can't be happy without you, I can't be secure without you, I can't make myself feel good. I'm making you responsible for that, and that's one of the things. We have to get some self-awareness in early dating. Are we coming from a place of having needs, which is valid, or neediness, which is making someone else responsible for how we feel about ourselves? Tip number 4. We should be more afraid of getting someone who is not match for us, than scaring away someone with our interest. Have you ever been in a relationship where you really like affection and the other person does not? That's going to make you miserable. So during the dating process, you would be more concerned about whether this person is physically affectionate. Is that in them? If your physical affection scares someone away, then you have scared away someone who is not compatible with you. You can't keep taking the lesson that, oh my God, I should never give that affection, because it scared them away. That's the wrong lesson to learn. But the right lesson to learn is, unless we begin to bravely give what we ultimately want back, we will never see if that person's able to reciprocate. If we have never been touchy-feely with someone, or holding their hand, because we are scared by doing those things, they are going to think we are too much. We're also never learning if they can be the kind of person that makes us happy. Tip number 5. Remember that it's your standards that ultimately allow you to hold on to your power, not your indifference. In early dating, we can't have so many needs that make the other person say, oh my God, we have only known each other for 2 weeks, and you are already asking for everything that you will get from a relationship. That needs are out of context, needs that should be reserved for someone that we know better. But if we find that even our basic needs are not being met, the need for respect, the need for consistency, in the way that this person is reaching out to us, or the cadence of seeing each other and talking to each other, the need for a level of affection when we are together, if our basic needs are not being met in that area, our standards is what saves us and allows us to hold on to our power. And what I mean by standards. Standards are just where we direct our energy and time. If I don't get enough back from you, then I'm going to take my energy and direct it somewhere else, to other parts of my life or other people. A standard doesn't always have to be spoken. Your standards are show someone that they don't still have same level of interest in the same way as they did before last week or last month. Because when they come back asking for what they got last month or last week, they are going to quickly realize there are consequences to not meeting you where you are at. And standard is a much better way to hold on to our power than just indifference. We have to be willing to be vulnerable and let our guard down, but our standard is what ultimately saves us. If you don't meet me there, I can move on with my attention, and I trust myself to do that, and not to keep chasing your approval or your attention trying to get more of you. We have to trust ourselves to move on with our attention if we don't get it back from them. Always keep in your mind that, when we don't need someone, we are free to enjoy them, but when we need them, we can no longer enjoy them, because when we feel that someone has our happiness in the palm of their hand, we can't be ourselves, because we are constantly under threat. We constantly try to appease them and make them happy, because we are afraid that they are going to take away our happiness. But if they can't take away our happiness, then we can really be ourselves with them. Implementing these tips in early dating will help you to avoid the wrong partner. It is also will help you to be more confident, aware of yourself and your needs from your partner. Please let me know in a comment below which points of the early dating tips are challenging for you. I hope you enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting videos. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends, because more incredible content is on the way.